I am Richard Vonnegut, President of the Indiana Trails Fund, and on behalf of the Trails Fund, glad to be here. I want to point out that there actually is a board of the Indiana Trails Fund, and my other board members are David Cook and Patrick Musgrave, who are standing right over there. They are the ones who keep me going straight, or try to. I want to first and foremost thank everybody who is here and who's had a part in this. I'd like to just take the time for everybody to take a breath of air and sort of pat yourselves on the back, because it's been all of you who have brought this about. I want to just for a moment recap that in '09 the railroad decided to give up the line. In '10 the Indiana Trails Fund applied to work for the railroad on this. The railroad took all of 10 to decide this. In 11, another worker working with the Indiana Trails Fund, Mario, who's right at the booth at the Boys and Girls Club, and I negotiated the license. In 11, we signed that. 12, not a whole lot happened, except right as December came around, the mayor called me and said, "What's happening?" Now, I knew that she had been involved with the Port Authority, and that in the area of 10 and 11, she was very, very concerned about that. But she called up and said, "Let's meet." We met in January, February, March. In April, a year and a half ago, 13, we went out to Bridge 1, which is right there where we'll cut the ribbon. And there's a picture of it, but I had the pleasure of working with Ramsey, and we put some longboards down and then some top decking down on that bridge, and we thought, well, we can do this. Little did we know, but through Kevin, who's here, and Brian Webb. Kevin, raise your hand. There you are. So, and Brian is here. They pushed through an effort, and I start seeing everybody, Ralph, they put through the effort to the point where from a 40-foot bridge, a year later, we put the O Street Bridge, or what we call bridge number 0, at 180 odd feet together in a day and a half. And that's not only the long boards that are underneath that you don't see unless you look carefully, and the top boards that you walk on, but also the railings that were prefab, we made an infab, and I want to thank the McCullochs for them, for the work there. And to you, all the volunteers, but there's another person along the way. I have to tell a little story. We went to work on this bridge, and we talked about it and got things together, got the wood and all of that, but some of you will remember, and some of you can still see, where concrete blocks are out covering the bridge. So on a Friday night, before that Saturday we worked, I said, uh-oh, we've forgotten something. We got to move the concrete blocks, and it's not something you or I could go out and just lift and move. So I went to, what else, but the computer, looked up excavators, and came across a name of Gary, called Gary up and said, "Gary, it's..." Right, sorry. I'm trouble with me. Said, "You don't know me, but I would ask you to help me with a project to move some concrete blocks. If you have a front end loader with a chain, if you could just pick them up and move them to the side, I'd appreciate that very much." And after saying, "Well, what is this for?" we're saying, "Well, we're going to build a rail trail." And he went, "I got to see this." So he saw it, and he saw it again, and he is the one who, if nobody else, all of that gravel and the rough riprap that you walk under in those areas where Spider Creek eroded so much, he is the one who got that. So I can drive my truck over it, you can walk over it, the bicyclists can walk over it, and he has been It's wonderful in all this. There are so many other people, and I can't thank all of you, but there are 3 other people who represent the wonders of Bedford. One is Gene McCracken, and he has had dreams of this for a long time. And the matter is, he's had dreams for a long time, but he's represented, shall we say, sort of the business side of life, representing for-profit business, not-for-profit, and the quasi-government groups like the tourism and the Growth Council. And the tourism, I have to say, and Marley gave us a big vote of confidence of $2,000 that we're holding for moving from building from Coxton to Williams or Williams to Coxton, and we'll use that next spring. But Jean McCracken has helped in that way. Marcy has helped the volunteers, and she has been there with us all along, early on. And the mayor, who called me up, has not only been very helpful, but her staff, from the bucket load operators who cleared out the grubbing by Bridge Zero when last April or so we put that together, May, to having Dan Kirk work with us, Misty work with us, everybody's working with us, and to have the mayor have anybody, not anybody, have the 14-year-olds in the Mayor's Youth Institute, is that it? So teaching them about what philanthropy is all about, what community development is all about, and if there's anything else besides everything that's happening here, this is leveraging Bedford community, and Bedford community is leveraging the benefits of the trails. And I think the benefits is being, as I was telling the planning group and the volunteers, the fact that you walk is physical exercise, you get physical health, mental health, you get spiritual, social health if you walk with anybody else, or you're thinking about anybody else while you're walking. You get economic health if you use this for transportation, get to work or get to school, and maybe someday there'll be a pathway up the ravine to Parkview School. But all these benefits, including building the community and developing the community health, and that's so much of what this is about.
Okay, great. I'm glad you started with me. My mom taught me years ago, if you want to give the best speech, give it first, or at least for a while you're giving the best speech. So, and she always taught me, so she's great. Is this not a great day for Bedford and Lawrence County? Can you believe it? How long I've waited for this. Every form I ever fill out in economic development for quality of life issues says, do you have trails that will attract young people and give old people or older people? I'm one of those now. A place to exercise and to walk and feel safe and comfortable. I just can't describe how much this means to me finally able to say this. And this trail this certainly is the beginning. My God, this trail's been almost worn out already with people that are using it. It's fabulous. Board members, Indiana Trails, we love you. Thanks very much. Don't stop. Keep going. We've got a lot more work for you to do. Volunteers. I can't say enough about volunteers. If success is ever built on anything, it's built upon your volunteers and their willingness to help you because they want to. Not because they're paid or because they have to be there or their boss says be there. It's because they want to, as an individual, make this community a better place to live. From the business perspective all the way to the not-for-profit perspective, the dogs even love it. So the guy on the motorcycle was just jealous because he can't get on it. So we've got many things to look forward to in this community, and this is just the beginning. It takes a team, it takes a village, and we are that if we're nothing else. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Gene. I'm Marcy Phillips. I have been working with Richard in the city of Bedford the last couple of years, developing this and planning this. Mostly I help organize volunteers and find us food to eat. I've been so incredibly grateful to everyone that stepped up that very first build day that we had with the mayor and some of her family and my husband and my family. There were about 9 of us. It took us all day to build that small bridge there. And 4 short months later, we were building 6 at a time. So I want to say a great big thanks to all of the volunteers. There are so many of you guys out here. I am afraid if I start naming names, I'll forget somebody and I don't, but bless you all for helping us. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon. It really is a privilege to be here today. And so like Marcy, there are so many people to thank, but we're just so thrilled. So I'm sure Richard remembers the first time I met him. I have to say a special thank you to Richard, the Indiana Trail Fund, and all of your staff. I met Richard the very first time at the Indiana Railroad office in Indianapolis, and we started talking about this as an idea. And at the time, I wasn't really sure if working with all the powers that be, coordination, could this really become reality. But today, I mean, I was out here the very first day when we were working on the trail, and knowing that it was starting to happen, it was a possibility, it's just so exciting. And I really felt like people in our community would buy into this concept, but you never know until you test the water. And I think that Richard and this test case has proven trails in Bedford, Indiana is a huge success, and that we want more of it. Yeah. And that we're just very proud to partner with you and all the volunteers, and special thanks again to the McCulloughs and everybody that's helped. It really is a team effort, and I think that's the key to success. It's not me or Richard or any one individual. It's the fact that it is a community that's bought into this and is committed. So I'm absolutely confident it will just continue to grow, and I just want to say thank you, and I am so proud to be a part of this today.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
That's very good. I didn't know it was good. Oh, they're going to be hopefully some great pictures. It's the first one I ever done.
Thank you. I can't trick you. Just
I was here for oh, yeah. Okay, no. We don't go.
Okay, thank you.